This is your science period. We are doing the revision of chapter number 14, electric current and its effect. Children, we already had the revision on Wednesday with the same chapter, and all your doubts were cleared at that time. So we will just have the recap of the few of the topics, and we will have the revision of the questions, okay, of the same topics. And you can just go through these questions and see how the questions can be framed for that particular topic. But children, before this, I just want to tell you, or else I just want to warn you, that don't just depend on these questions for your exam. These are just the revision questions. So the first topic that is there is symbols of electric component. So children, here question number 1, this is the symbol of, so here the options are battery, cell, bulb and switch. So your answer, this is your symbol. So for this one, your answer is bulb. The second one, this is the symbol. Here this is the symbol. This is your small line and a big line. Okay, this is how it is given. So this is the symbol of bulb, battery or a cell. So here your answer is cell. So children, I hope you got an idea. This is how the questions can be framed for your symbols. Here again you can see the components which are used within the electric circuit along with the symbols are given, so that if you have any doubt anywhere, you can just relate them. In one of the videos, I gave you the cell just like this. So here sometimes you may get the symbol of the cell like this also. So you have to keep it in mind that if it is like this, it denotes your cell. Now the next question, in making a battery, a positive terminal of one cell connects to the negative terminal of the next cell. The positive terminal of one connects to the positive terminal of the next cell. Negative terminal of one cell connects to the negative cell, either the negative terminal of the next cell. So for this one, the answer is always a positive is connected to a negative. Okay, so here you can see this is how the connection is done. Always a positive is connected to a negative, and this goes on. Next one. It is convenient to represent electric components by symbol. Yes, it is easier to draw and to represent your electric circuit with the electric symbols. Okay, so the answer is true. Now, what is an electric circuit? The circuit which shows the arrangement of different components of a circuit is said to be a circuit. Here you can see in the figure how the circuit is arranged. Okay, so here you can see you have the cell, you have the switch, you have the bulb, and along with it you can see you have a wire which is connecting all these components. Here you can see we have a circuit, okay, in which first one we are using the components, and this means this one we are using the components, and this is the second one where we are not using the components but we are showing it in a symbolized form. So here you can see in the circuit is closed, okay, and this type of circuit means your switch is in on position. The other one when I show you this one, your switch is in off position. That means here the current is not flowing, and since the current is not flowing, this bulb will not glow. Okay, so only and only when the current is flowing, when the switch is on, okay, then only the bulb it glows. The amount of heat which is produced in a wire, it depends on the following. First is material, second one is length of the wire, third one thickness, and last of all of these. So for you the option is all of these, because the heating effect it depends on all the things, that is your material, your length of the wire, as well as the thickness. Now, when we are talking of electric effect, let us talk. Although we have talked of, but once again I want to repeat it. An electric room heater, either your geyser or your toaster, okay, all these appliances, they contain a coil of wire, and this coil of wire is called an element. When these appliances, they are connected to the electricity supply, either when it is switched on, this element becomes red hot. So it is the showing that here the heating effect of current takes place. So for you again the question, which of the following are based on the heating effect of the current? So the other question, the answer related to it are geyser, hair dryer, immersion rod, all of these. So the answer is all of these. The coil of wire which is connected in an electric heater is known as circuit, spring, element, and component. So the answer is element. Now, which mark is necessary on the electrical appliances? So there are so many marks. You have the AG mark, you have ISI mark, FICC mark, and KSK. So here when we talk of the electrical appliances, all the electrical appliances, they have ISI mark if you just go for a good brand. Next question, dash is a device which is used to prevent the damage to the electrical circuit and the possibility of fire. We have MCBs, fuse, both of these, that is A and B, and none of these. So here we say we are depending on both, that is your MCB and the fuse. Here you can see the symbol, here you can see the figure of your fuse as well as MCB, which is miniature circuit breaker. Now, which effect is used in an electric bell? So, options are chemical effect, magnetic effect, heating effect, none of these. So, when we are talking of an electric bell, it is your magnetic effect. Next one, a fuse is used to save the electricity in the electrical circuit. Whether the statement is true or false, it is false. It is used as a safety device. Now we will talk about the electromagnet. What is an electromagnet? When a current carrying coil of an insulated wire is wrapped around a piece of iron, it is called an electromagnet. So here you can see this nail which is wrapped with the metallic wire, which is an insulated one. When the current is passed through it with the help of a battery, okay, and when the switch is on, so what is happening? This nail turns into a magnet, okay, and which is said to be electromagnet, and it is able to pick up the pins. But as soon as here the switch is off, these pins, they fall automatically. So here this is an experiment, either this is an activity basically, where I can just say this is how an electromagnet can be made, how an electricity helps in converting this iron nail into a magnet. This type of magnet is a temporary magnet. Why it is a temporary magnet? Because it behaves like a magnet only and only till the current is passing through it. These are some of the devices which work on the magnetic effect. Your crane, speaker, and your electric bell. Even your refrigerator, your toys, and your TV sets. So now children, we will just see the working of electric bell once again. When the switch is on or pressed, the circuit is complete. The current flows through the wire and the coil becomes an electromagnet. See how it is working here. This K is the switch, okay, when it is pressed. So it comes and hammers the gong, okay, and here you can see these coil of wires, they get converted into magnets. So this is how it works. This tiny iron hammer is attracted by the electromagnet, and this only strikes the bell or the gong. As the hammer moves towards the bell, the circuit is broken and then the electricity stops flowing through it. So the coil loses its magnetism. As the coil loses its magnetism, the hammer returns back to its original place, and this completes the circuit, and the electric current begins to flow once again. So here children, a figure of the electric bell is given and you will be labeling that, okay, and here a question is related to it. You will identify 1 and 4. So here you can see within you have to identify your 1 and 4. So 4 is here, okay, and 1 is here. So you have to identify this in the figure, from the figure. So it is given as electromagnet and hammer, gong and hammer, hammer and electromagnet, spring and hammer. So here the answer is your electromagnet and hammer. Now, here we saw that electricity stops flowing. But as the electricity flows through the circuit, the coil acquires the magnetism again and the hammer strikes. Okay, once the hammer has struck the gong, what happens then? It stops working over there because the bell has already rang. But once again we press the switch, what happens again? Now the circuit flows through the electricity flows through the circuit which is there, it acquires the magnetism and the hammer strikes it again. This cycle repeats itself and the bell continues to ring as long as we switch it on or we press it. So children, I hope now the working of your electric bell is much more clear to all of you. Now you look at this figure. This is the circuit which is given to you, and here you can see 2 marks, that is A and B on the circuit. Now the question is, when an electric current flows through a copper wire, that is AB, as shown in the figure 14.1, the wire, what will happen to the wire? The wire deflects a magnetic needle which is near it. It gives an electric shock. It behaves like a fuse or it becomes red hot. So the answer over here is it deflects a magnetic needle which is placed near it. So children, I hope this type of questions will help you in preparing yourself for the science periodic 2, which is you will be going through the chapter once again, and you will just go through and you will prepare yourself accordingly. So you will have all the question MCQs. Once again, I'm telling you, all the questions will be in the form of MCQ. All the questions will carry the options. Only you have to go for the correct answer. Hope so. Things are clear to you. Best of luck. Bye bye.